Virgo, and welcome back to the Journey of Self. I am your intuitive tarot reader as well as your host, Brandy, and this is The Journey. So, we're going to first take a look into the year ahead, 2019. I've only pulled 6 cards for this year to come, just to give us a little bit of information, and we can kind of horn in on some of the life lessons, the gifts, as well as the tests that we're going to be actually facing come 2019. Now, first, I would like to start with the intuitive part. I always do a little intuitive before I start. So, this year, Virgo, it's going to be important for you to think with your heart. You guys are going to have the gift of healing. You guys are also going to get a lesson in alchemy. And it's going to be the alchemy of pain. I know that sounds crazy, but you guys are going to learn about that, okay? And you guys are going to be able to start pulling yourself up by your bootstraps quicker, faster, which is the same thing, but more efficiently than you ever have before. I know sometimes Virgos can get caught into a loop of negativity, a loop of overthinking. All right, there's going to be some rebirth and some birth and a mastery in choices. You guys are going to learn to master your own choices and to become more comfortable with them. Less regrets. You guys are protected. Just ground yourselves because you guys are going to be vibrating and at a higher level. People are going to be able to see that. You guys are going to be in some ways beacons. You guys do have a couple of beacon of light cards in your reading for this year to come. So as we know, the Virgin Virgo is already a healer anyway. But with the Portal of Light and the Pyramid of Light card, you guys already have cards where you're going to be, your magnetism is going to be high because people are going to be attracted to the light. Point blank, period. Okay? So with that being said, you guys have to ground yourself. Okay? If you guys constantly protect yourself and practice some type of protection and practice positive thinking, you guys are going to be given a gift of growth. You guys are going to grow in ways you never expected. Now, there's something that keeps echoing with me as far as this year is going. And it keeps saying, like, from betrayal to a boss. From betrayal to a boss. Now, you'll know who this is in reference to, because this year, whomever this is in reference to, there will be a lot of choices that are given. Like, you'll do the work, you'll put in the work, these choices will be presented to you, and it'll be an exercise of what you've learned in order to see what kind of choices you're going to make. Now, remember, you're supposed to be thinking with your heart this year. You're supposed to be thinking with your heart this year. So if you do that, think with your higher self, which is easier for you, you're going to be rewarded. I think that maybe some of you had stopped thinking with your higher self because you keep getting hurt. So you're like, I'm just going to think logically. I'm just going to think, on what we like to call layman's terms. But that's why we call it layman, because it's so basic of a thinking that it'll never grow legs. It'll never go anywhere. Right? That's crazy. That whole analogy that I just made. But it's true, layman terms. So what does that mean? It means that you guys have to think with your heart. Think outside the box. I know that you've been hurt. I know you've been through some things last year, but it's okay. It's all right. It's a lesson to be learned. And you guys, have to practice forgiveness, healing, regeneration, renewal. And that's where your alchemy of pain is going to come through. That's where you're going to learn alchemy and pain. Remember, alchemy is being able to take the concept of alchemy, right, is being able to take non-precious metals and turn them into gold. But alchemy is a concept. It's not really a thing, right? Some people would argue with me, but it's not really a thing. It's a concept. So that's what you're going to be working on this year, being able to turn things around, even though they're negative, being able to get out of that rut and move on with your life. You guys are going to step into your own power. You're going to receive renewal and restoration. There's going to be some emotional balance that comes. There's going to be healing. Embrace it. Accept it. As far as your shadow side, embrace that too. Embrace that too. Okay? That's not a bad part of you. That's not a bad part of you. That conscientious part that cares about others. That subconscious. That conscience. It's not a bad thing. Yes, sometimes it does loop, but that's because it's just so intent on healing and caring for others. It's not a bad thing. That dark side, not a bad thing. But you're going to have to unconditionally love that part of you in order to take hold of it. If you don't accept it and love on it, you can't actually take it to the next level. Let's go ahead and get into the reading. Oh, I'm having trouble shuffling. All right. Is that a sign? Are you guys having trouble getting into the groove of things? Have some cards that are flying out already. Some of you are going to be taking a new direction, putting down old burdens, getting rid of conflicts, and speaking your truth. That's going to be a big part of this year too. You actually speaking up and saying exactly how you feel. That's going to be a big part of this year. Ooh. I feel like some of you are going to go on a journey to just meet people and see where it takes you. Others are going to be on a truth-seeking journey. You're going to be looking for those answers to those inner questions. The whole time, what's going to be looming at your back? Worry. Worry. What does that mean? That means that it's going to keep trying to creep into your head. It's going to keep trying to take over. You're going to have to fight that. And that's okay, because you're learning how to master that part of you, how to turn that loop off and actually turn it into a different direction. You guys have so much mind power. And you know what? You do it so effortlessly. Now imagine if what you do with your free time is worry. Well, then that's a real powerful movement as well, because you do it subconsciously. So that's another reason why it's important for you guys to harness this part of yourself, because, like the criticism that you give yourself, the look into the details that you make and the reasons why you're looking into the details. It's not that you're detail oriented. There's nothing wrong with that. It's the reason why. It's because you're afraid of failure, maybe because you're afraid of the judgment, maybe because you think that, you're not good enough to fail. And you can't make mistakes. You don't deserve to make mistakes. All of that is false. All of that's not true. And everybody makes mistakes, and you have to love yourself anyway. If you don't love you, who's going to love you? Exactly. As I said that, here we go. For some of you, there's going to be a fire sign that it comes to an end with. There's somebody who is controlling in your life. And the craziest thing is that you let them. They're not even a boss like you. And you just let them be bossy. Jokes. Boredom. To really find what it is that you're looking for. That real relationship. That real person. That person who can stand up to you. That person you can stand up to. That person that can stand up for you. And that person you can stand up for. All in love. If you don't give yourself unconditional love, how can you expect to find it outside of yourself? It has to first start inside. Like I always say, you have to first turn on the light inside. And then you'll always be with the sun. You'll never be without the sun. The sun will always be, and no rainy day will be able to turn out your sun because it's inside of you. Amen. As I said before, I'm not even a Christian, but I do like the word amen. It means let it be. And when I hear good things in reference to your life, I always say amen in reference to these things, because I do want them to be for you. I don't want them to go up into the ethers. I want them to be solidified for you. So, because words have power, I always say amen. Some of you are going to get a new spark. Some of these sparks, for some of you, the spark is going to be straight phallic. It's going to be sexual. Okay, it's going to be a new lease on life. As I've been saying, this year, I think a lot of people are actually going to discover what's called sex magic. And sex magic can be argued as the the first actual, the first actual magic that was discovered by us. And not only that, alchemy this year, a big theme of this year is alchemy, making something out of nothing. I think that's part of the way you guys are going to realize that worrying is not good for you, because you're going to be able to see how powerful you are. So you're going to actually start controlling what you think about and realizing that if you dwell on good things, that can be more powerful than the negative. Woo. See? As I say that, the magician comes out. Not that we're being manipulative, but that we're realizing our power. Remember, the first person that the fool meets is the magician, because he needs to understand that he does have the ability, he does have the power to do whatever it is that he wants to do. Okay? Now, for some of you, there will be an end of relationships in order for something new to begin. Also, too, I do see you being extremely resourceful this year. And that's because of the whole chemistry, the alchemy of the situation. You will learn to be more resourceful this year as well. Okay? Now, this next card, the Pyramid of Light card. Let's see in which areas we should look for this. This card is about a deeper vibration into love. And it's not necessarily about love of another person. This is about that unconditional love we were talking about. It's about, it's also about, love for yourself and just moving in love, in the spirit of love. Because love is the most powerful emotion. Love is a way to conjure and summon a bunch of different other aspects and energies. Okay, I got two more cards that flipped up. As I say that, we think rest and retreat, and we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, so you guys will discover new love, whether it's with yourself or with somebody else. For some of you, it may be with a air sign. For others, it may be simply with your mind, yourself. Because I do see you here, resting, retreating, thinking, resting, retreating. This is a good thing. This is a good thing. And I also see you guys probably cutting off things that don't necessarily serve you, things that aren't good for you. Remember, in this situation, we just saw the Three of Swords, right? Which talks about breakups, things of that nature. And then we have the this people always call the Queen of Swords the single mother or the divorced wife. So that coming up after, and then having the Ace of Cups, which is a new offer of emotion, come, and then also having that resting period of you just, laying back, kind of reviewing, resting, retreating. Also, too, while you're resting and retreating, don't be remiss, meaning don't not do what this guy is doing. Okay, the story behind this card is something that I've been telling recently on these readings because it's important. When soldiers used to come back from battle, if they did not die, they would lay in their own coffins and think about all the near-death experiences that they had on their mission. Correct? So they would be thankful and grateful. So while you're doing this, if this happens, if you are, broken up or changing the dynamics of your relationship, or your relationship changes, or you're ending it, whatever, you find yourself in that mode of divorced single mom or whatever, right? Or however they refer to the Queen of Swords, right? They would kind of refer to her as kind of being like the ex-wife. Right? Okay, fine. So however you find yourself in the situation, remember to be grateful. Because you have to imagine, if you come back from war and you're laying in your coffin, I'm sure you're grateful you're not dead. You go there to think and rest and retreat and thank the gods that you actually survived. Then new love comes in. Be grateful. Make sure you bring that gratitude into your life, because bringing gratitude into your life is another expression of love. It's another expression of unconditional love for yourself and for the experiences that you're having, which brings in more of the same. When you're grateful, it brings in more of the same. I do see you guys moving toward a more stable place. Some of you will choose this new love. Okay, so the next card that we have out is the Miracle of Isis, which is a good thing, because the Miracle of Isis talks about a miraculous healing. So let's think about it. This year, you may redefine your relationships, and you may reconfigure your relationships, and also the way you think and the way you see yourself in the world. Okay, and then you've been through some things, which is the reason why you thought the way you thought, or were doing what you were doing prior. Right. So what are you going to need? You're going to need some healing. The Miracle of Isis is a good card because it talks about miraculous healing. It talks about healing you don't necessarily need to do anything for. It's a gift. These cards have just come out. Wow. Oh my God. Okay. So as the world turns, all right, let me move these over some so you guys can see. So as the world turns, the world card, you have cycles ending and new ones beginning. I see you guys working hard. You guys are finding that one. I do feel this year that'll happen for you guys. And I see you guys truth seeking. Be sure not to be so, so much of the hermit, because I know you guys are the hermit, but you guys don't be so much of the hermit that you forget to reach out outside of yourselves, because sometimes you guys can go into this place all by yourself and just dwell there. And it kind of shuts out the people around you. They can't really reach you. Okay. So even if you're looking for education or if you're looking for the truth, be sure to check in with those around you every once in a while. If not, only to just check their posts and make sure they're still with us. Okay. All right. I do see some huge fertility coming and some huge stability. For those of you that have doubted it, you're going to be extremely sexy this year to your significant other, the people that you want to be sexy to, this person that you find. You guys are going to find yourselves a new fruitful fertility, new relationship, new partnership. It's going to be amazing. Some of you are even going to get married this year and find yourselves extremely contented. For the women, be careful. There may be a baby. If you're not interested in having a baby just yet, wrap it up. Yep, bottom of the deck, marriage. Okay, Virgo. So this year, I think you guys had a rough year with love, huh? You guys had a rough year with love because it keeps coming up. There's not much career and other things going on here. There was a partnership card. But there was also the Lovers to echo that. Okay. So let's see. I think you guys had a rough year in love, and you guys are looking to recover from that. Next card, stay true and be in your power. This card is about speaking your truth. Oop, and as I say that, what comes out? Page of Swords. Speak your truth. Make your choice. Go after what it is that you want. You will get it. Oh my God. You guys are having such an amazing reading. This is about to be an amazing year for you guys. Thank God, because I personally am with a Virgo. So I like that. I like to see the Virgos win. I like to see a Virgo win. Now, you guys, I'm going to say this because it's on my mind right now, and I don't know why, but I'm going to say it. This is probably for someone who's unsure what to do exactly with these readings. I'm going to tell you, listen, I'm an Aquarius that's with a Virgo. Okay, this is not an ideal match, but it always works for me. A lot of people that I dealt with have been Virgos. But listen, just because you may be cross-watching, eavesdropping, whatever you want to call it, it's fine. I welcome you all. Okay? You don't know what choices this person is going to make, and you don't know exactly the deep desires of someone's heart. So you can listen all you want, but you don't really know what's going to happen, right? So take this information with a grain of salt. You take this information like you take your own. When we do readings as tarot readers, it's up to you to identify the exact energy that's in your life. It's not up to me to tell you exactly what's going on in your particular life. I'm not a god. I'm a vessel. Okay? And we all have free will. So with that being said is you reach up and you pull whatever you want out of the ethers for you. Okay? We all have that power. That's the beauty of it. That's the thing with the cards. The cards can give you a message, but then you make a choice and change the whole trajectory of everything, which is a beautiful thing. All right. Let's go ahead and clarify the last card. I feel like you guys will be waiting. By the end of the year, you guys will be waiting for your ships to come in. You guys will be waiting for the sun. You guys will be more resourceful than you've ever been. You'll make some choices. You will be healed. You will speak your truth. And for a lot of you, for some reason, it does involve an air sign. It's funny. Let's talk about compatibility charts. I've used them. I've looked at them before. It makes no sense because when the energies move and we all change and shift, we're all going to interact with each other at some point. So I don't necessarily think I believe in compatibility charts anymore. As I think about it right here on camera with you guys, I don't think I believe in it anymore. Some of you are going to start a new project. You may start a partnership with someone, but as far as love, yeah, and here we go again. This air sign keeps popping up. Or as well as I feel like you guys are gonna cut the fat. As I said, I always think of the King of Swords in a very affectionate way because I'm an Aquarius and I don't see anything wrong with necessarily some of the energy that comes off of the King of Swords. It's like having a good piece of meat, like I said in the other videos, cutting the fat, just cutting the things that are not necessary, the unnecessary stuff. I always say, like the condiments, the ketchup and the mustard and shit. That's how I always say it. Excuse my language. But I always say that's extra shit, condiments, ketchup, mustard and shit. Unnecessary stuff. That's what's going on for you guys. And I do see the strength card here present. So what that means is you guys are going to be breaking old harmful cycles because we know when the strength card is present, the devil is always somewhere lurking. Correct? All right, Virgo. I see you guys defeating whatever it is that is trying to hold you back. I see you guys making some new moves with some new boos, some new bows. Okay, I see you guys starting some new projects. It's going to be an amazing year for you guys. Amazing year. I'm happy for you. That has been your reading, Virgo. And this is the journey itself. I am your intuitive tarot reader, Brandy. Namaste and have a great rest of your day, guys.